Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah has said that after the latest fake encounter scandal, a number of previous encounters are also going to be reinvestigated, including many that go back 5, 6 and even 8 years.
The periodic killings, it seems, of innocent people by security forces is always a setback to any peace initiative in the state. The latest encounter, again, making headlines, generating anger. Now, are there doubts about other recent encounters as well that have taken place along the line of control, as some reports suggest?
Well, obviously there would be doubts. This is the problem, where a handful of people for short-term gains are willing to sacrifice the long-term interests not only of the force that they represent, but of everybody else. Obviously there will be serious repercussions, and doubts will emerge. J&K police has been flooded with complaints and inquiries about encounters now going back more than 5 years, 6 years, in some cases 8 years. And we've dug up bodies, we've verified whether those encounters have been genuine or not. And really this has put a lot of additional work on an already overburdened police force, because a whole host of questions are being asked about encounters that have taken place as to whether they are genuine or not.
And so you're actually reinvestigating all the complaints that you're getting?
Every complaint that has been made to the J&K police after this Machil encounter, the police has looked into it and has satisfied the complainant that whatever deaths so far have taken place other than the Machil one have been the result of genuine encounters.
But there is a question mark still over some other encounters. That's what you're saying. Those still have to be verified.
I'm saying that almost every encounter, unfortunately, that has taken place now has question marks being posed by people, and it is our duty to address those questions.
Now, even while a probe is on in the Machli fake encounter, Army sources have told NDTV that they're going to be totally transparent in this case. The Army maintains high standards of compliance with human rights law and regulation. Also, the Army has said they're going to extend full cooperation. Well, as the Chief Minister over there was pointing out that many of those previous encounters will be reinvestigated, and the police are also now investigating to see if an arms racket was being run to execute these very encounters. Nazir Masoodi reports.
These 3 Kashmiri villagers killed in an alleged fake encounter a month ago. The army had labelled them as militants, claimed to have seized 5 AK rifles and over 200 rounds of ammunition from them. The police are now investigating if an arms racket was being run to execute fake encounters. The rot seems to have set in long ago.
Serious questions are being asked about the recovery of arms and ammunition by the army in this fake encounter. Many believe an illegal arms racket is running parallel to these fake encounters in Kashmir.
In 2001, the army claimed to have killed 5 Lashkar militants in Pathribal, seized 5 AK rifles and ammunition. Later, a CBI probe indicted 5 army officers for a staged shootout. In 2005, 27 villagers from Charare Sharif were made to surrender in Nagrota, Jammu. A police probe indicted a brigadier and a colonel, but didn't say where the arms came from. 2 years later, in Gandarbal, police and army killed 5 people, dubbed them as foreign militants and claimed recovery of arms and ammunition. 2 weeks before the Machil encounter, the army killed a 70-year-old beggar in Handwara, claiming that he was a foreign militant who had an AK rifle and ammunition. Despite probes into fake encounters, the source of arms and ammunition shown as recovery has seldom been established.
I'm saying that almost every encounter, unfortunately, that has taken place now has question marks being posed by people, and it is our duty to address those questions.
As the PM visits the valley on Monday, the Chief Minister plans to take up the issue. With Nazir Masoodi in Srinagar, Muqbil Ahmed for NDTV.
Well, in other news, after a crushing electoral blow by the Trinamool, the West Bengal Chief Minister Buddhadev Bhattacharya has decided to skip the 2-day Politburo meeting that begins in Delhi today. Well, the party has said that he's staying back in Kolkata to keep an eye on the post-poll law and order situation in the state.
He had skipped the Politburo after the left's debacle in the Lok Sabha elections last year. Now that bit of history is repeating itself after the left's drubbing in the civic polls.
He is not going because the law and order situation is to be tackled in the post-election scenario, and we have discussed, and after discussion we have decided that in this meeting, he may not go.
Civic polls won't figure at the weekend meet, says the CPM. The state committee will discuss it first late June. But there is no escaping speculation that Buddhadev is under pressure and therefore avoiding the Politburo.
It's not a question of avoiding the Politburo meeting. Is a question if the reporting from the state or the discussion which are not that important where the Buddhadev Bhattacharya's presence is required and he is to contribute.
Not just Buddhadev, Nirupam Sen is also giving the Politburo meet the miss. He has some other official work. Last year, after skipping the Politburo, Buddhadev is believed to have offered to resign, something that was rejected by his party. In Kolkata, Monideepa Banerjee, NDTV.
Well, the latest from IPL gate now, and Lalit Modi has implicated the new IPL chairman Chirayu Amin, who he says was part of the consortium that bid for the Pune franchise. Now, the consortium also included Anirudh Deshpande, who's chairman of City Corporation, in which Pawar and his family have a 16% stake. Well, speaking to NDTV, the new IPL chief defended himself. He said, "I agreed to invest 10% in the Pune IPL bid from one of our associate firms. Total transparency at every step." Wrote to BCCI president to inform us as well. And I wrote to the BCCI president that a clearance would be taken if the bid was successful. Now, Telecom Minister A. Raja is in the eye of a controversy over the spectrum scam, and more recently he was snubbed by the Prime Minister's office with a proposed trip to Estonia